am in the middle of coloring a certain someone. We'll see. Need a little bit more practice using alcohol markers, and probably was not the best idea to do this while making a video. But live and let learn. Also, markers are apparently juicy, and these things are like spilling everywhere. So we're gonna say it's artistic touch. So I will say, maybe I'll wait to do this one. The most surprising thing is actually writing a Gundam story. I say that was probably the most surprising thing out of your entire video. A few of the things I was like, okay, yeah, I can see that. That makes sense. But honestly, I didn't think you liked robots that much. So that is what surprised me the most. So points for that. And then I was thinking about what mythical animal I would be, because like, I honestly, like, I know there's different kinds of dragons and everything, but I feel like a dragon is almost too aggressive and maybe a little bit too intense, though I can be dragon-like. I wouldn't say that I would consider myself to be a dragon. Actually, if it was a spirit animal now, I would say that it would be a wolf, because I like wolves, as demonstrated from behind. I actually picked that up from my dad's house. It's a tapestry that I used to have when I was a teenager that used to be on my wall, so I'm kind of happy that it gets a new life. Here, I thought it would make a pretty nice background, but I would have to say, if there was like an inner mythical spirit thing, I'd be a mountain, which is not an animal, but I feel like you'll hear that and you'll be like, okay, Noelle, you can be a mountain, because I write about mountains a lot, and I feel like you would understand why. I'm not 100% sure. This is probably not great for me to be away from the mic like that, but we're learning. We're learning as we go. So yeah, that would be fact number 1, would be my inner mythical spirit animal would be a mountain. Which, if you would watch Mushishi, that actually would not be too weird. That's has a bunch of supernatural kind of things, where one of my favorite supernatural creatures in Mushishi, it's basically Mushishi is like, for anyone who doesn't know, it's basically this traveling Mushi master, so he's like this doctor for this supernatural thing. It's one of my all-time favorite animes. It's so relaxing. And one of my favorite ones in there is that there's this rainbow, and this guy gets like really thirsty, and he has to chase this rainbow, and it turns out that, like, everything in it is like, it's episodic, so everything revolves around this guy solving like these mysteries, and it's always about these little mushis, which are basically little like supernatural beings in this world. So he meets Ginkgo, who's like, oh, you're chasing rainbows because it's actually this natural phenomenon, and it's like the most amazing thing ever, and I love that show. So yes, if I was in Mushishi, there's actually a snake that's on a mountain, and he controls the weather, I think, in one of them. So it's not that crazy that I would say that. So, case in point. Number 2, and I did this in true pantser fashion, so I really don't know. Even though I did record one more time and my audio wasn't recording, I literally don't remember what I said. So I'm going to think of more facts, because clearly they weren't important enough for my brain to have remembered. Fact number 3. Or is that fact number 1? You can tell it's past, like, here you go, here's one. Past 3 o'clock, don't ask me anything serious, because my brain is literally not there anymore. That's just like the time. Like, I cannot do anything that requires a bunch of like in-depth thinking, because most of the time I get up at 4 in the morning, which but sometimes it's 3 in the morning. And my brain just like stops working. It just doesn't function very well. So anything important I try to do in the morning when my brain is at its best. So yeah, are we at 2 or are we at 3? We'll never know. I'm pretty sure that was only one. But you might get 6 facts. So we'll go with that, right? So, fact number 3, since you shared about your story idea, I will say that I am actually very anxious to get to what I'm calling my jaded samurai lord. He is going to be a character that you're not really going to like, but he will have other people that are more likable with him, but he has a reason to be unlikable. So you'll have to wait it out, and we'll see, if some level of fondness, like, honestly, it's just going to be like this one big experiment. I have actually read one book where the main character was highly unlikable, so I feel like I can probably pull it off. I just am more into exploring why he is like he is, and he has very good reason, and I have a few scenes in my head of how it's gonna go, and he's gonna, of course, have some really nice character that is going to be drawing the eye lines. Can't talk while I'm drawing the eye lines. He's gonna have a character to help balance him out. So that's when we'll get our, like, maybe slightly Kilo-like character, maybe not. So I'm looking forward to that. I'm not super great at using Ohuhu alcohol markers, so this was very brave of me to do, and I'm only slightly regretting it. But that's okay. It's part of this whole process is just trying new things out. Never done anything, any kind of video type diary things, and I keep looking over here to make sure my audio is still recording. So this is just going to be a new experience. So before I ramble anymore, I just want to say thank you for willing my brain. Clearly these need to be done earlier in the day. Thank you for doing this with me. I think it's going to be super fun. Fact number 3 is I had a period in my life where I was really obsessed with pink. What? Shocking. Yeah, so when I was younger, like, I was a super hardcore tomboy, but there was, like, a phase, like, I want to say it was maybe, like, 5 to 7 when I really liked pink, and then I sort of got drawn to the tomboy life. Honestly, probably a lot of it was because I had a brother, and we liked to watch Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Donatello was my favorite. So I played a lot more with my littlest pet shops and stuff, much to my mother's horror. I did not like dolls or anything girly. She was always really sad about that, which honestly I feel in like a snotty way. That sort of made me not want to like them anymore. Okay. So fact number 4. This is hard. Okay, well, this one you kind of already know, but I guess maybe now I can freely admit it for reasons. But I guess secretly deep down, I am sort of I have like a guilty pleasure of watching anime shows where it's like super sickeningly sweet, like romantic stuff. So this is like Snow White with the red hair. I really like that. That was a super cute show. And one day, maybe, you'll actually watch Kimi ni Todoke, which is one of the cutest shows ever. I relate a lot to that main character. I feel like I connected with her when I watched it. I was like in high school. I was like, I feel like that main character being like super awkward, and then yeah, that's a really good show. So one day maybe I'll watch it. Number 5, we are going to go with the reason why I hate The Chosen One. This is a video for another time. But we will say right now, I'll keep this brief. Somebody asked me, they're like, Noelle, why do you hate The Chosen One so much? And I had to stop and think. And I was like, okay, this was going to be long, by the way, FYI. I don't like it because people want to think that they're special, which is fine. But They don't want to believe that they have the power to change things that they don't like, or that their life is like, they're like stuck in these circumstances. So one of the ways to get me to go off on a rant is to have something where you're like, oh, I hate doing this, but blah, 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 blah. I can't do that because of such and such. Case in point, a good example would be if when people are complaining about their job and how they hate their job, and then I just like inside I'm screaming because it's like you can put together a resume, like you can do things, you're not stuck, like you can try to better your circumstances, you have the power to be a better person. And so I hate not having people think that they have the power to like do things. That really bothers me. So I guess that's one of the reasons why I hate The Chosen, is because The Chosen is like chalked up to be this person who has to follow these preordained things, and I like to think that we have free will, which can send us down a spiral of rabbit holes about existentialism and metaphysical stuff, which we will save for another time, though I really love that stuff. So that is 5 facts. While we were doing that, I drew this picture. Oh my gosh, there's so much wrong with this, but at least I tried. Clearly don't try to capture likeness when you're talking, and don't try to use markers that you've never used before. So anyways, that is my 5 things. Hopefully one of those. I know one of them. I know the pink thing. It's totally gotta be like, oh, what? You liked pink? I would never have guessed. Thank you for doing this with me, and I'm looking forward to a lot more videos. I will talk to you again soon. Bye!